Well, welcome everyone, and happy morning, afternoon, evening, maybe happy night. Welcome to this Facebook Live. This is a Facebook Live for the Best Life Creation Society, and I am here together with the amazing Scott Kazmierczak and Espen Haugen. And isn't it fun? Scott, in his truck somewhere in the States, I think somewhere in North Dakota,
Yep.
and Espen in a beautiful place in Norway. So fun. But what do these guys have in common? Well, they are besties. And besties are people who are member of the Best Life Creation Society. And actually, Scott is the CEO, one of the CEOs. So that is fun, but they have something else in common. Well, they have lots in common, actually. They're in the flow, they're aligned, etc. Um, but there is one thing they also have in common, and they are within Best Life the only ones who have this particular thing, experience in common. And we call them the Hot Seat Besties. So maybe, and yeah, I hear you thinking, what is that? The Hot Seat Besties. So, Scott, can you explain about the Hot Seat Besties?
Yeah. Well, the hot seat is the seat that Abraham refers to that you get to sit in and ask a question to Abraham. You're picked out of the entire group, and it's picked off of energy. And it's in Chicago. Abraham expressed that the energy that is seen is a gold spike. Um, Now, that's not always the case. Somebody was picked with
Mm-hmm.
a green spike of a color that Esther or Abraham had never seen before.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's how you're picked. And yeah, and I feel for me the that experience of being picked is there's no resistance on being picked, which spikes your energy or your frequency to be
Mm-hmm.
one that is selected to go there. So yeah, great experience.
Awesome. And you mentioned Abraham, and you're talking about Abraham Hicks, right?
Yes, yes, we are.
So, can you explain? Because people might wonder. Um, well, within with the Best Life Creation Society Facebook Lives, we mention Abraham Hicks quite often. Can you explain why Best Life is well a fan? I don't know if that's the case. That is the right word, but why do we love the Abraham Hicks teachings?
Well, for me personally, and I would never speak for anybody else,
Mm-hmm.
over the years, over 30 years of being in some form of personal development, listening to whatever, the so called gurus, the experts, the
Mm-hmm.
professionals, for me, their Abraham's teachings are the purest and most spot on training that's out there, and the
Right.
simplest. Really, it's the simplest,
Mm-hmm.
and it really boils down to feeling good. How simple
Mm,
can that be? And for some, it's a little bit of a challenge, but that truly
right.
is. So for me, that's who Abraham is for me. Is the teachings are just so right. Um, and after the experience of being in the hot seat last year in Chicago, there's not a day that goes by. We a lot of the training is, well, don't look back, because not you
Mm-hmm.
know oftentimes some are looking back and digging up things, that experiences that they wish hadn't happened. Well,
Right.
the the um, the opportunity to be in the hot seat for me to look back at that experience, for me, puts me back in alignment instantly.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Espen has shared about looking into Esther's eyes. It's an experience that you really can only get when you're in the presence of Abraham and speaking with Abraham.
Mm-hmm.
But it's it's like nothing I've ever experienced, and but but that's it. It's just really it's feel good. Do what feels right.
Mm-hmm.
Not what somebody is hooting and hollering from the stage and telling you this is how you do it. This is how you
Right.
manifest. Well, how does it feel? Oftentimes, if I look back, which I'm not a big looking backer,
Mm-hmm.
those experiences of do this, do that, never felt good. And so, for me, until something else comes up or comes
Mm-hmm.
about, Abraham for me is really the truth, and the simplest guidance that I've ever found. So.
Wow.
Hmm.
That is amazing. And yeah, and so Scott, you had a chance to be in the hot seat last year, right?
Yes, yes.
Espen, you had a chance to be in the hot seat this year.
Yeah.
Um, so, well, it's been nearly 2 weeks now. Can you tell us, share us, um, what are the effects for you, for yourself, and maybe how you see the world around you, the connections, the contact with your family, your friends, people you meet. Can you share a little bit about that?
It feels very easy and gentle and everything now. It's like I feel like I'm very relaxed into my beingness.
Mm-hmm.
I feel I feel every day I'm waking up with some kind of tears in eyes of joy, and just like that Scott share, sitting in the hot seat, it's just a lot of feelings. You just like there's words just fading out, and the feelings increasing, and since it's just been expanded. So every time
Mm-hmm.
now when I'm watching, hear Abraham, and when I'm looking at the DVD with Abraham, it's feeling like the feelings come back again, but it's expanding more
Mm-hmm.
and more.
Hmm.
And I will say the same as Scott. It's I've been also studying many things and listen to gurus and things like that
Mm-hmm.
for many years. That Abraham is like Scott said, it's so pure and easy guidance through it. Like it's the feeling, just to moving forward and feel good now, and the way she guided and speak from Abraham. Um, it's just more to come. Feel good now is really easy. Like it's the first seminar in Denver. Since
Mm-hmm.
I felt the expansion every day in my feelings, in my energy, in how easy it is to observe those abundance around me, how easy to observe all that feels good. And also from this experience in Chicago, it's just been expanding, and I feel it's a new story. I'm not re-experienced my past. Like I'm like
Mm-hmm.
having a new story every day, and a new feeling, and a new experience, and feels blessings. I feel so blessed, and I kind of have no words for it. But sometimes feel speechless. But it's like, but just feeling and taking it in, soothing in the energy. It's very much pleasure, and just very easy.
Mm.
And
Beautiful.
I also love now I have an impulse after the Abraham,
Mm-hmm.
um, to start my guided meditation. I got the
Yeah.
inspiring
Hmm.
impulse to do more of those things. I felt it, and now when I'm doing it, it feels so good. And it's so good to know that it's nothing to do or have anything because of something, but it's just feeling good, and then move on from that space. And I
Right.
feel like that is like the exact way Abraham expanded, like never taking you back, but always letting you source, allowing to feel more
Mm-hmm.
and more of who you truly are. Feel good now, better and better, and to observe it through all of these contrasts as well, and knowing that all is good, all is well. The well-being is always constantly flowing through you and to
Mm-hmm.
you, and whatever, when you're having some contrast, I love also what you're sharing. It's expanding more beautiful things into your wantingness when you're having the unwantingness, so you can just
Beautiful.
relax yourself into this
Mm-hmm.
pleasure of it. Relax
Yeah.
yourself into this creation of it, because it's all good. There is there
Yeah.
is nothing to look back at. There's nothing. It's just like, okay, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
You, like Jerry shares something beautiful uh, to when he just say he had some depression in the 60s. I was listening to DVD, and he was just like, I'm just letting go of all of this, and he was very gentle about it. And when he did, he felt the epiphany of energy moving from his toe and all the way up and about. And since
Mm.
he everything was transformed and changed, so it's so good and nice that everything take place from moment to moment. When you have something new,
Beautiful.
it's just expanding.
Yes. And when you're watching right now and you think, I hear all these different terms, right, about contrast or alignment, and you think, what are they talking about, right? Our amazing Ali, she created a series of fun, awesome short videos that will explain all of it. And if you want to watch them, send a message to Jen Kasmirchak, because she explains everything in the most amazing, easy, beautiful way, and it will help you to expand. So perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
Beautiful.
Scott, you mentioned something, and I think that's also very important. You're not a looking backer, right?
No, I'm not.
I thought that is a very fun expression. Um, so, but many people, um, and maybe many people in the past, they were used to look back, right? Oh, we lost Espen, but he's coming back.
He'll be back.
He will be back. Um, so why is it to live in the present moment and to look forward instead of looking back?
Well, looking back, oftentimes you're going to recreate, or how often is somebody looking back and looking at something that truly is a delightful experience?
Hmm.
And that's a great way to get back in alignment or get back in a space of feeling good. But
Right.
and you can just listen to conversations people are having. It's
Hmm.
typically not about the future or about present time.
Hmm.
It's drawing back on something, an experience. And I'm in construction, and I get the plenty of opportunity to hear hear people drawing back to something that an experience
Hmm.
that they didn't. It wasn't a good experience. Well, they're creating the exact same experience as what they continue to draw back on, and
Scott, can you
moving.
still hear me?
Yes, I can, Tineke. Yep.
Okay, I'm having a black screen, but I'm still here. So perfect.
Okay, I
Yeah,
can hear you. Yep.
yeah, perfect.
And Espen is back.
Yeah, Espen is back. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, just being in present time is where we can only move forward.
Right.
Um, we can't. It's often said you can't take a breath 5 minutes ago. Well, um,
Absolutely.
move forward, and your feelings will create
Hmm.
moving forward. Whether it's if it's something that's contrast. There's nothing wrong with contrast because it gives you clarity, and in that in that asking of you know the opposite is always created at the same time.
Right.
So the solution to quote a problem, it's there at the same time. But drawing back, you're probably not going to find the solution. The solution is moving forward and feeling good. Um, yeah,
That's
it
beautiful.
you know it, it it sounds so simple, and it
Mm-hmm.
it really is it.
Mhm.
And once you get into that, where you start seeing the results, and you realize that it is truly, mm, if you stay focused on moving forward, it is a
Mm-hmm.
simple process. Now, it for some where it's not, it might take a time, it may take some time where,
Yeah.
um, you can get to that point. But boy, when you get there, it's really a magical place, and any contrast that does come up, being in a place where you can laugh, chuckle, or
Uh-huh.
no matter what it is, it's a great place. Some people might look at you and go, "That's not funny. That I wouldn't be laughing at that." Well, yeah, but you feel a lot better when you're laughing, and you can't be in a bad place if you're laughing. So,
So true.
yeah,
And
yeah,
actually, Scott, we had a workshop yesterday, and Jacqueline, she was
yep,
on. I also saw that she's watching right now, and she read a book, and one of the quotes in that book was, "When you smile, the whole universe will smile."
yep,
So that is beautiful.
hmm,
And can you also share, because it was a year ago that you were in the hot
yep,
seat,
hmm.
how did it change your perspective on life and your communication with other people, your family, your friends? Um, did it change or not at all?
Yeah, I think, really, I've never been asked that, Tineke. Um,
That's
hmm.
why I ask it.
Yeah, yeah. Threw me a curveball. No, I'm kidding. Um, it forever changed me. Um, Nothing is that serious, really.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Um, I certainly, well, and it's I don't I, and for many years don't get too worked up about anything, but
Right.
it really forever changed me. That, um, because the question that I asked, and it's funny, Espen is the only other person I've ever spoke to that's been in the hot seat, and
Mm-hmm.
and as time passes and we move forward, Espen will have different experiences that he will relate to being there. And like I said earlier, that there isn't a day that goes by that I can that experience pops back into my mind of being in that
Mm,
space.
yeah.
And for me, being there, sitting in the hot seat, there was no physical experience. You couldn't, for me, I couldn't tell my nose from my toes.
wow.
The answer from Abraham, um, it was it took a long time before I recalled what the answer was, and really, once I finally heard the recording, I went, "Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's that's right. That's what the answer was." And Espen had a similar experience, and I'll wait till he pops back on, because
Yeah.
it was actually, I was on a call that this happened with. So I'll wait till he pops back on.
Yeah.
But being in the hot seat really truly changed me. It allowed, and maybe a way is, you're a little bit easier on others, even in your own thinking. If somebody that seems like they're maybe out of their alignment, you're a little bit easier on them, because really that's all it is they're just out of alignment.
Right.
They're not, it's nothing more than that.
Yeah.
Any decision they make, anything they say, or direction they want to go. But the other thing that's super powerful is really trusting your feelings and listening to your own guidance,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Mhm.
which is part of the answer to the question that I asked. Is that's that frequency, being where you're at, trusting in that, um, is when you're truly using a much higher percentage of your abilities than when you're not.
Right.
Um, and Espen, now you're back. I shared that, that
Yeah.
it was that some time had passed, and the answers were still coming from my question to Abraham. And I was on a call when Jen had read some notes back to you that Chelsea had taken, and the awareness that you had was so fun to witness. That, your reaction was like, oh, oh yeah, that is what I asked there. That was the answer. And you started having some awarenesses of how things were then to how they were prior, but it was part of the
Mm.
answer from Abraham. And yeah, once and then when you hear the recording, you'll
Mm.
have some more breakthroughs from what Abraham said. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
nothing like it. There's really truly an
Wow.
experience that
yeah.
I've never had one like it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So
I would share the same also what
yeah.
you say, Scott. It was just like you couldn't know what's the difference in your energy or there was just like a pure alignment, and it was like I could hear her words, but there was not the words, it was the
Yep.
feelings. There
Hmm.
was just
Mm.
feeling. I was like just soothing in, and I was sitting there looking straight to her eyes, and it was like a nirvana, like I don't know,
Yep.
I cannot explain it, but it's like, but it was good, and it's more to come.
Beautiful.
So,
That is
but
wow.
so good.
Yeah, it's so fun to watch the both of you, and yeah, to feel your energy. And I will ask that also to our viewers. Isn't it fun to just tune into their energy and feel their alignment and um, yeah, let it come in. It's beautiful. It's so fun. So, Scott, what would you recommend people? Well, many people aren't in the hot seat, um, but there are like lots of audios of
Hmm.
Abraham. What would you recommend them um, to do besides feeling good, of course?
Well, recommend. Obviously, that's number one is do what feels good. There's days where I listen to many hours of Abraham audios. There's other days I listen to many hours of music if we're not on calls.
Right.
Music that I enjoy, that
Mm-hmm.
that um, you know I don't listen to news. What good comes out
Right.
of that? It really has to be something that feels good to me, or I won't do it. Um, and you know, and you're right. A lot of people have not been in the hot seat, and having that experience changed me.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm always evolving. So that was
Right.
really just part of
Mm.
my evolution. That was the next step for where I was going was
Yeah.
being having that opportunity to be in the hot seat with Abraham. Um, and it's probably accelerated for me personally my own growth
Mm.
and really made my connection with myself much stronger
Yeah.
and trusting that that's really all we need is
Mm-hmm.
everything is within, and our own guidance will never guide us somewhere that we shouldn't go. um,
Right.
so tapping into that and really trusting and listening to that is so important.
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, you know and what we can do is we can just be an example. you know
Mm.
Mm.
is be in alignment when others are around you that aren't in alignment, because you will affect and maybe get them a little bit closer to theirs. So
Yeah.
not going into an agreement, a group agreement with something that's negative. Well, you don't have to take part in that, and walk away. um,
Mm-hmm.
say something enlightening, or whatever.
Yeah.
But really be who you are and who you truly are at the core. Hmm.
Beautiful. And there are many comments. Like Dave says, yeah, I only listen to what feels good. I'm a
Yep.
big music person myself, and it's all about what feels good in every aspect. And Jen is referring to Espen because, before we started this Facebook Live, he was playing his guitar and singing. The most beautiful, loving songs to Jen, who is in the back office, and to me. That was really, really fun. So it's all about, yeah, what feels good to you. right?
Yep.
Maybe it's singing or playing a guitar, or maybe it's walking, having a walk,
Yep.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Espen, what would you recommend besides probably listen to your daily Facebook Live, the meditation?
Yep. There you go. Start your day out with Espen.
Yeah.
And I love something Scott say, you know, not get there. I would say just be here.
Hmm.
And
Mm.
from being here, everything takes place for getting there, but you still continue to flow in being here. And it's like a thing I like. I love what you shared too, Scott, about the seriousness is taking more wide. The mind has been quieted more, and I feel also more the impulse and the expansion on it.
Mm.
So follow your bliss, follow what feels good for you, you know. And when you are in alignment and something and you feel good, that is the natural influence, but you don't thinking about it or trying to do about it or having about it, but you just being you and feeling good, and that's enough, because there is more to come when you are in that space. There is more to feel in the feel good now when you are doing your, you know, starting your day with, we say, meditation or whatever what
Yep.
feels good,
Mm-hmm.
starting with something that feels good for you in your day, and it will be like that the whole day, you know. And I really appreciate, you know, every day now I feel so good. My I will also share my sleeping pattern had totally changed, you know. I'm waking up early now, go to sleep early. It's like I feel like when when I'm letting go, letting it be, it's like everything, you know, things I've been asking for coming more easily, flowing through me and through me. So now I'm
Mm-hmm.
waking up early and go to sleep early, and it's like, okay, so there's just like with Abraham, something I experienced too. There is no non-resistant to what she speak, and you know that's who we all are. There is no resistance to who we are, and when we are allow ourselves to feel it more and more, it will just
Right.
bring more beautiful experience every day. And we will observe those things, what we feel. We will feel more what we see, feel more what we hear, feel more our feelings and good, and feel more of this taste and smell, and this beautiful feeling thoughts that coming away.
Mm-hmm.
And we would just like sitting back and almost daydream a little bit, and then just move on, and it's just create more beautiful experience, and also abundance. You will feel all of it, you know, more and more. So
Yep.
just shine your own light, you know. And
Yeah.
know that you are amazing just where you are right here right now.
That's beautiful. Yeah, let's shine our light. Let's shine, you shine your light and let everybody shine their
Hmm.
light, right?
Yeah, and the
So
and the, the
beautiful.
the power of the meditation is, you know, in the morning is really, and Espen's meditations are just fantastic.
Yeah,
But then also one of the things from Chicago is the segment intending that Abraham had spoke about, and I started in my every morning when I pull up to a job site in my truck, I have a notebook, and I do segment intending before I shut my truck off and get out. And one of the things that I found for that, or that with that, is that if something comes up,
mm-hmm.
it it's super quick to switch or the way that I feel about it, and I
Right.
and and I feel that it has to do with, because before I got out of my vehicle, I wrote it down on how the day is going
Mm-hmm.
to go and the flow of the day, or whatever the segment intending is.
Right.
That it changes it. It's a game changer. So yeah.
Beautiful.
I-
So for the people who are watching now, Scott, can you explain um, in a few sentences um,
What segment
how?
intending
Yeah,
is?
and
Yeah.
and
Well.
how you do it, how you
Yeah.
apply it.
Well. It's not. It's about, So I'm not looking forward to the end of the day and going, oh man, this was an amazing day. I got so
Right.
much done today. It's nothing like that. It's not like a
Yeah.
future pacing type of a thing. It's it's appreciating the flow of the day,
Mm-hmm.
allowing in the abundance, allowing in the the camaraderie, just really setting up the day to be to really be a smooth process, no matter what I run into. And like I
Right.
said, hurdles are hurdles, but
Mm-hmm.
they're pretty small. so
Yeah,
so
and especially because you, well, you really focus on it. Before you
right.
step out of your
Yep.
vehicle, you
hmm
write it down.
hmm
That changes
Yeah.
everything,
And
right?
yes, and throughout the day, because everything we do is a new segment. Doing this Be
Right,
Live is a new segment.
right,
When we get off and I hop out, that's a new segment. So
right.
you can segment intend all day long to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
As you're
Yeah,
going through every process you're going to do, or something you're going to embark on. You can segment intend all day. I found that doing it before I get out of the vehicle really covers the bulk of the day for me.
beautiful.
So yeah, hmm it's a
Mm.
great process. I'm really enjoying it.
And a great game changer for many.
Yep,
Yeah.
and it's not a lot of writing. Sometimes it's 4 or 5 lines, and that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah. hmm
Oh, that,
beautiful.
that is so nice, Scott. I love that.
Yeah.
And it's so nice. It's something I love what Abraham shared. I did this before I go from Chicago, so I have the most beautiful luxury feeling. But I was writing in my book, the positive aspects, and I didn't. I changed it now because before I was writing, I am so thankful, grateful for this because. But I
Yep.
changed now. I just writing the flow in it and then letting it go, and
Mm.
I felt
Right.
like the natural flow, like you said, Scott, had been. And yeah, I got a great experience of that, just setting
Yep.
that, writing, and then move, and it was like the whole trip home was like that. What I writing without no because source have no because, and going back, source is always allowing. It's like, oh, thank you, just like I
Mm-hmm.
appreciate this and this, I appreciate it. And then some few words, and then letting go, letting be, and move on, feeling good now and better, and then it's unfold those things. I'm putting a little bit focus on.
hmm
So thank you for sharing that.
Perfect.
It's
Beautiful.
that was amazing.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Well, thank you both, Hot Seat Besties, for all your inspiration. Golden nuggets. Yeah, it's beautiful. And for everyone who's watching right now, I would so recommend to listen to it again and to hear the things that are there for you, that help you to move forward. And also, if you want to join a workshop, they're free. Um, or if you want this to receive this awesome video training by Ali. I saw Jen added the link in the comments. So scroll down and you can, I think it's, only adding your email and then you receive it.
And I've had the opportunity to listen to that, and it is fantastic.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Ali is
Well,
amazing.
yeah, knowing Ali, that
Yeah.
Yeah.
is, yeah, she is the best.
hmm
So true. Well, thank you, Scott. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you,
Thank
Tineke.
you, Espen. Have a wonderful
Thank you,
evening.
Tineke, and
And
thank you, Scott.
Thank you,
thank
Espen.
you.
Gentleman,
hmm
gentleman Scott.
Gentlemen.
He's such a gentleman. I just love to say it's so
Thank
good.
you.
He's just
Oh,
a
that is so
he-
true.
he's
Yeah.
he's always like checking, our observing, our gentle in his creation, and he's so feels so
Mm-hmm.
good to be around him as well.
Yeah.
Always having nuggets of gold to share, and always calm and ease with all of this creation.
Yeah.
It's very inspiring,
hmm
very inspiring.
Thank
And
you,
with you,
Espen.
Tanika,
Hmm.
in here in always doing this, asking, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
You're amazing. Thanks for and this leveraging. It's
Yep.
beautiful. It's amazing, and it's creating so much beautiful experience. You are so playful
Yes.
always, and
Mm-hmm.
always. Yeah. So thank you very much, and thank you both. I'm very
Yeah.
very happy
Thank
to
you
be here with you.
both.
Hmm.
So
And thank you all. Thank you who are watching right now. It has been a pleasure. Um, have a wonderful day and, well, see you soon. Bye
Thank you. Yep. Bye,
bye.
thank you.
everybody.